Hey guys, our next guest is a DCI and WGI Hall of Famer, clinician, educator, and the director of the Concord Blue Devils Drum and Bugle Corps percussion section. Please help me welcome Mr. Scott Johnson to the show.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
Thank you so much for doing this. We've been trying to do this for quite a while now.
It's been a couple years.
Yeah, man. So I'm glad we finally were able to do this.
Schedule's never really worked out, but you actually came to Concord area to
That's
do
right.
this, so it's working out.
That's right,
good.
and it worked out. You know, it's beautiful weather. We have a great setting, so I'm really glad to do this, man.
Awesome.
So, you know, Scott, through the years, you've been doing this. How long have you been teaching here?
This is my 39th year with the Blue Devils.
That's all. Yeah. Only 39 years. Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yes, I'm old. Yes, it's okay.
Wise. You're a treasure. You're a treasure, Scott. So
that's like saying someone's old when they say you're a treasure. By the way, just so you know, that means you're getting up there in age.
No comment.
Yeah. Okay.
So, you know, man, all the things you've lived through. You've seen drums on slings. You've seen plastic heads. You've seen Kevlar heads. You've seen symmetrical drill, non-symmetrical drill. You've seen dance movement, electronics, and now even shakeless uniforms. You know, what's next for DCI?
That's a good question, and a lot of that stuff comes from the members. You know, I mean, every year we ask the members what's next, because they're the fresh ones. They're the ones that are doing it 24/7 pretty much, and just getting their ideas on everything from a drum lick to play, a visual. You know, I always ask the Drumline. I've been doing this for decades. If you're standing in front of the best drumline in the world, what are they doing? Are they dancing? Are they just ramming? Are they throwing beats? Are they doing modulations? Are they resting? Or what are they doing? And the answer is we get in the show. You know, the guys give us stuff. So where's drum corps going to be? I hope I'm here to check it out.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
I mean, I've been really proud of the fact that I'm able to progress with the activity.
Right.
You know, being around since the 70s and the activity teaching since the 70s.
Yeah.
And just to stay current. You know, so I stay as current as possible between YouTube and the internet, obviously, and social media, and just the members that we get here. They're just, you know, phenomenal drummers, and so I always try to get them to teach me some new licks every now and then.
That's really cool, because you know, when you look around the activity, you see a lot of groups doing kind of a proverbial changing of the guard. They change leadership probably somewhere between 5 or 10 years or so. And for someone who's been in the game as long as you have, you've still been able to stay current, you know, write material that's relevant. You know, how do you do that? Is it constantly going back to the members? How much of it is fresh ScoJo ideas?
There's some fresh ScoJo ideas every year.
Sure.
You know, I still drum. I still play a little bit, not a lot, but enough to still keep up a little bit of chops. But I'll work on some stuff at home. I do a gig once a year with the Tommy Igoe band.
That's right.
And it's a rudimental snare drum with a big band, which is really bizarre, but it's such a good time. And now that I'm over the fright and the fear of doing it with him after I did it the first time, it's a yearly thing. And so I got to practice. So I actually have to put in a couple months before I do that gig.
Right.
And I just put on music, and doesn't matter what music, and just start playing to it and making up my own ideas and making up stuff. And that's how I come up with different licks that I give Dave Glide to put into the drum book for the Blue Devils. We got some good ones this year. That's little different flavors here and there. But how do I stay current? I surround myself with incredible staff. The guys that teach with me are all guys who came through the Blue Devil program. From the 90s, thousands, even, you know, recently, and those are the guys that make me look real good. They do a lot of the work, and I just stand back and try to look good, you know, put it on them,
Right.
and I step in when I have to. But I surround myself with really good people.
That's awesome.
That helps a lot. Obviously.
Absolutely. And to the kids who want to be a part of this family, who've seen the storied history, or maybe not necessarily Blue Devils, but maybe a top 5 drum corps. You know, there's kids right now that are out there drumming their heads off. And sometimes we see maybe, let's call it a misguided practice regiment. You know, what's something that kids can do right now that will help them achieve their goals towards getting into a top 5 drum corps?
I know the ones that audition for us, for example, and I'm sure it's the same with, I'd say top 12 drum corps, if not even more, is they live on YouTube. They'll go to YouTube and they'll Blue Devils warm-ups, Blue Devil exercise program, and there's obviously videos of every drum corps out there in the lot warming up before a show, and they know our exercises. They try to figure out our technique the best they can, you know, from watching the video. They know our music. It's like they were in the line the previous year, even though they weren't, because they show up to auditions like they know everything. It's like, and it's because of obviously, you know, social media, what we have now, you know. And every time I talk to somebody who's auditioning and they ask for advice, YouTube's the biggest answer I can give them, because that's the best thing to do, you know. As far as auditioning for us, it's quality sound.
Right.
you know, don't come in with tricks. We don't care too much about tricks.
Sure.
A little bit, but that comes much later. It's all about quality sound.
Absolutely.
If you sound good, you got a good shot at making it.
Sure. So I did an interview with the Grid Book series, friends out in Florida not that long ago, and we had a really great question come up. Kid asked, hey, you know, I put in the time, I work on my feet, work on my sound, work on my chops, and there's 15 other dudes that are right there with me.
You bet.
They're only taking 9. They wanted to know what was something that they could do to differentiate themselves. What are some things you look for?
What we get now is, and I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it, everybody can drum. Because of the indoor world, because of WGI, because of what's happening now with the rest of the world outside of the summer thing, everybody can drum. So with us, it's like, who can move while they drum? You know, movement's a big part of the activity nowadays. We've had to cut guys who had phenomenal hands, had great sound quality, but they couldn't move, so we couldn't use them.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't move, you can't do this activity. So movement's a big part of it, knowing your body, being able to do bizarre moves with your body with an instrument on you, you know, to try to play that. So the big thing that separates people is how they move while they play.
Okay.
With us.
So it's turned way more into a sport where, you know, it probably would benefit you greatly to start exercising, practicing your marching technique.
We've had guys that hired a personal trainer before auditions so they can be in shape to audition for us. And it helps.
I bet.
It's an athletic event now.
Absolutely.
It really is, yeah.
You have to be an athlete to be able to do this.
I cannot do what they're doing now. And thank God I didn't have to back in the 70s.
Right.
We stood on the 50 and marked time a little bit.
Yeah, it's a good day, good time. So, all right, Scott, thanks again. So the way we like to finish our interviews is with a fast 5. So I don't want you to think too much about it.
Bring it on.
First thing that pops in your head, just spit it out.
Could be ugly. Could be ugly.
Could be. Let's see. So who is a drummer that we should be looking out for?
I'll say Brandon Olander. You know, he's already been looked after. I mean, everybody knows him, but he's back this year, and it's just ridiculous how good he is and consistent he is, and the quality. It's stupid, Brandon. It's stupid. So thank you for that, by the way.
Shout out to Brandon Olander.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good kid. So you've been doing this a while. Is there anything that you wish you could add to either your playing or your teaching style?
Yeah, about another 40 years. I mean, I love what I do, man. I got the best job in the world, and I want to do it as long as I possibly can. So if I could add anything, I'd add a few dozen years still. I'm turning 60 this summer.
And you don't look a day older
I
than 59.
appreciate that, and this keeps me young. This activity that we're on definitely keeps me young. But I do want to do this as long as I possibly can. It's too much fun.
That's awesome. Is there a favorite city that you've been to?
Yes, the one I just moved to. My wife and I, we just moved recently to the Sea Ranch. It's up on the coast in California coast, and it's by far my favorite city all time now.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. What is the best meal that you've had in the last month?
In the last month, we were in San Antonio last week for a TMEA festival, and we went to the famous Italian place on the Riverwalk there, and I can't remember the name, but everybody knows it. It's the best Italian place ever. Paisanos, maybe? No. You guys know it. Anyways, I don't do Italian food very often, but when you're in San Antonio, this is like the best place, and it was off the charts as usual.
Fantastic. And what is a quote or a verse that inspires you?
The one I live by: if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong.
Amen.
Absolutely.
That's right. Scott, just want to say thank you so much,
My
man.
pleasure.
You're certainly a person that's been wildly influential in my life.
I appreciate that.
And I certainly respect everything you do, and I just want to say thank you.
It's longevity. I appreciate that.
Take care.
Take care, guys.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe and click that notification bell. Also, check out some of our other videos over there.